Vice President Bush was in Texas today when he learned of the shooting. When he came back to Washington tonight, he said, "I can assure this nation and the world the American government is functioning effectively. The officers of the federal government have fulfilled their obligations with skill and care." Well, of course, there was great concern today about whether the government was functioning and just how things would go on during the uncertainty about the president. Our correspondent, George Strait, was accompanying the vice president on his trip to Texas today, and he has this report on the vice president.
George Bush had been in Texas trying to sell the president's economic plans. The assassination attempt occurred as Bush was leaving Fort Worth. The first inkling that anyone had that there was trouble came when there was a sudden rush of activity among the Secret Service agents on board Air Force Two. In fact, we are told the agents were the ones who brought Bush first word that the president had been shot. Those near the vice president say he was shocked, saying that he just couldn't believe it. Bush was scheduled to meet with the governor of Texas and address the Texas state legislature here in Austin, but in view of what happened, all of that was canceled, turning this stop into just a refueling one for Air Force Two as it prepared to rush back to Washington. While the plane was being refueled, Bush was on the phone to Washington talking to Secretary of State Haig. Last week, the president had designated Bush as leader of the crisis management team, but today, Haig said that he was in control.
As of now, I am in control here in the White House, pending return of the vice president.
He made it back to Washington in record time and was brought to Andrews Air Force Base under extraordinary security precautions. His plane taxied into a waiting hangar, which was guarded by sharpshooters. His helicopter was hidden on the other side, and Bush left without ever being seen. He went immediately to his residence and then went to the White House to be briefed. He then met with the news media and sought to reassure the American public.
The American government is functioning fully and effectively. We've had full and complete communications throughout the day, and the officers of the federal government have been fulfilling their obligations with skill and with care.
According to his aides, until the president returns, George Bush will be in charge.